Come on, Hannah. Yeah, strong.
Good fight, come on.
With limited access to climbing gyms this year, we've had a long 3 months of home workouts and training in the garage, but little measure of progress. We've been nervously waiting for walls to reopen again to test out our gains and assess our losses. So when friend and GB climbing coach B asked us if we'd like to complete a profiling assessment to find out just how strong or weak we really are, we said yes please. We headed to Volume 1 for B to put us through our paces with a range of strength and mobility tests, and this is how we got on.
Okay, so deep cores engaged.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another video. Today is a very exciting video because we are here back at Volume 1. I've got Nathan behind the camera and I've got B over there, who is the director of Volume 1 and also a GB climbing coach. So today we're going to do a spot of profiling, but rather than me explain badly what it is that B is going to be having us do today, I'm going to pass over to B to introduce herself and explain a little bit about what she's going to be having Nathan and I do.
So my name's B, I'm director at Volume 1, but I'm also the head performance coach here. So I spend most of my time in this training area, hopefully helping people make the most out of the wonderful world of climbing and making them a little bit better and injury-free wherever I can. So this is the profiling process that I go through with my clients before I write training plans for them. It includes the GB profiling tool that I've learnt through working with the GB team, and it also includes the assessment that's done on the Climbro board, which is a force plate that accurately measures the force that you can pull through your fingers. So this is the process that I go through. We first have a look at goal setting. We chat about, obviously, your goals, where you want to get in your climbing, your perceived strengths and weaknesses. And then we have a little look into your preferred style of climbing. It gives me an idea of maybe what you like to do as opposed to maybe your weaknesses that you are more opposed to doing. Also, what are your commitments to your training and what would you be willing to sacrifice in order to achieve your goals, because that's a big thing that people often miss. So first things first, we want to look at goal setting. So we're going to have a little chat about what you want to achieve in your climbing life, where you're at now, where do you want to be. But first things first, we need to look at your movement. So I always take my clients onto our circuit board here and we're looking for foot placements, body positioning, fluidity. Then what kind of tactics are we using? Do you approach the climb with any prior knowledge? Are we doing any route reading? Is there any visualization? Is that even something that we need to look at? Are you a competition climber? Or are you just out at the wall to have a bit of fun?
Climbing on the circuit board whilst consciously thinking about how we moved was a pretty novel experience and definitely highlighted some bad habits that Nathan and I have picked up over the years.
Nice. Yeah, it's okay with a little bit, because sometimes there has to be that little bit of movement, but it's well supported by the lower body.
It was really interesting to uncover some of the really ingrained movement patterns and be more deliberate and mindful in our movement and approach.
Once we've had a look at the climbing stuff, we're then going back into the more basic, so the athletic function, we call it in the profiling test. This is stuff like shoulder range, hip flexibility and mobility, ankle mobility, but also how much power can we create through the legs through a basic thing like a vertical jump. Okay, come back down again. Your head wants to slightly chicken head forward as well. Okay, cool, L6. So this is another similar test that also takes into account the hamstrings as well. So this one could be quite brutal for you guys.
After some shoulder mobility tests in which B measured our range of movement, we moved into seated L-sit and prone frog to really put our flexibility to the test.
The start, are the kneecap as wide out as you can get it. Just kind of that comfortable straight arm, flat back position out. This is the forte.
These tests really highlighted some tightness in our hamstrings, likely a symptom of desk jobs, and some areas we could improve on in our mobility.
Out straight, yeah. So if you imagine like a gymnast would literally be in the splits pancake forward from that pancake position.
Oh my word, Hannah.
It's quite impressive.
Is that, but hips have to be on the floor?
Yeah, so we want to be in that kind of same flattened out pancake position you were in before.
And these were really the only tests where I could hold my own against Nathan. Being a little taller and a little less flexible, Nathan struggled with this a little bit more than I did.
So that will be, I think, as far as we're going, because those hips aren't getting any better. So to give you an idea,
Yeah, we
you
should
need
stop
to
doing
pass
that.
on to that next level.
Yeah.
Your hip bone
bone
would have
here.
to be below 10 inches, and at the moment you're at 14. And I want to see, first of all, can we go down into that deep squat position with the heels down? If you can't, we won't go on to the next level, but I'm pretty sure that Hannah's gonna be able to do that. I find this side quite uncomfortable at the moment. It's then, can you come out one leg at a time and then bring it back in?
Moving on to ankle mobility, which it turns out is something I could improve on quite a bit, and I'll definitely be working on my left leg pistol squat over the next few weeks.
Gonna go left. What do you feel stronger on? Effort. Good effort, nice.
Then Nathan secured a comeback with a test of generating power through the legs with a vertical jump.
Nice. We're then going into the core profiling. This is quite a thorough profiling of all areas of the core, because obviously it's a very broad but very important area of climbing. So do we actually have the core stability to connect our hands and our feet together? Okay. Oh, Hannah's already into it. I haven't started the timer yet.
Okay, give me 5 seconds.
Okay, so deep cores engaged, shoulders up, legs up, go.
To assess our core, B had us go through a series of core exercises in ascending difficulty, starting with a hollow hold and culminating in a front lever.
1, nice. Well done.
Good luck on the hard level. Right, I'm ready when you both are. You ready, B?
3, 2, 1, go.
Though Nathan struggled to hold the first few exercises, he performed significantly better on the following exercises, managing to hold a tuck position.
You got this?
That's me, that's me.
Oh, 43.
That's me.
What are we on now? Here you go. 20. Okay, cool. Get a little bit more height in the hips. Good effort. That's good, better than last time.
Go on, Nathan.
Head neutral, Nathan. Nice.
Go on.
Come on. 34, 35, 6. Nice, Nathan. 10 seconds. Come on, mate. Really good. Yeah.
Nice, Nathan. Go on.
15. Come on. Already halfway.
Go on.
20. Hold there.
Nice, Hannah. Come on.
Awesome.
Yeah, really good.
Then go into the more climbing specific area. So this is an area that a lot of climbers tend to spend more time in, because it's more interesting to see how strong we can get our fingers, but that can often be most climbers' downfall if they just have strong fingers but it doesn't connect properly to the rest of the body. That's what we're trying to highlight here. Does the foundation support the pinnacle of that pyramid that is our max finger strength? So we're looking at pull-ups, lock-off strength, finger strength, and then finally more specific accurate testing is done on the Climbro force plate board, where we're getting some max strength tests and some forearm endurance testing done.
In the climbing specific test, Nathan and I went head to head in pull-ups, press-ups and shoulder rotation, with Nathan far outperforming me on all three. These tests we found pretty difficult, especially the pull-ups, as to progress past the first level in pull-ups you had to be able to do 20 strict, which neither of us could. Then we moved into lock-offs and push-ups, with Nathan progressing onto ring push-ups.
Tiny bit higher.
Go on. Go on.
Okay, so that was 9. Right, really good. Squeeze the elbows towards your hips. Good effort. Nice, go on, elbows in. Good effort, mate. Your glutes engaged, more engaged. Really good. Come on, keep squeezing those elbows in. Oh, okay, stop there. So elbow, did you feel the wobble into elbows outside on that last one? Last bit of testing is going to be done on our Climbro board. So this is a super smart bit of technology. It's got a force plate inside of it. So effectively, I can show you on here how it works. When I pull down on this edge, it gives you a gauge of how much force you are pulling through in kilograms. So as I pull down, the weight goes up and up and up as I pull, and it gives you a time frame in which you should be pulling on. So this is a max strength test, and the idea is when it tells you to go, so this would now be right hand. I'm not in the right position for it now because it's too high for me, but I'd pull down as hard as I can and it will give me a score.
For 5 seconds.
Yeah, first of all, just getting used to sort of positioning on it. So you want to have slightly bent legs and a slightly bent arm, but not pulling bent, just a slight, like a comfortable, this is just a little bit too low for you actually. You might have to squat down real low, proper sumo it. Okay, and then you're just going to pull through everything you can, as hard as you can. Nice.
Fucking hell, Ben with 100 kilos.
He's a mutant. Nice, stronger on your right. Almost 10 kilos on the right. Oh, okay, so ignore that because that's an average of mine at the moment as well. But as like a...
There you go, lead 9B.
So this is, it's based on, if you were my size, you'd be climbing 9B. So go into a really wide lunge, yeah, and then sink right down into it so you've got a nice straight arm, and focus on pulling with everything, not just the bicep. Nice. Yes, come on. Good effort.
After a dead hang on the 20mm edge, we went into 4 finger strength tests on the fingerboard, which gave us a prospective bouldering and a sport climbing grade based on score. This was the first time that I have done a climbing test which has given me a prospective bouldering grade, so it was really interesting to test out the Climbro for finger strength. We started off with max strength, then a continuous pull, an intermittent pull, and a finger hang for time, and this is how we got on.
Go on. Good effort, bite it. Nice.
So, this is the intermittent test on the Climbro. And so I'm right, I think it's 8 seconds on, 2 seconds off.
That's right.
For as many as you can. Okay.
Well, let me down that guy.
That's a good arm position.
Solid.
My karate chops out.
Yes, Anna.
I find if I flick my arm down to my side and almost like tap my thigh, just that movement of flushing out the arm, just for a second, like literally one flick and then straight back up, and then just that little flush of, that's it.
Come on, Hannah, you're killing it.
Come on, go on. Almost like you're flicking it out.
Oh. Go on.
Yes, come on, come on, you got.
Come on, Nate.
Come on,
Come on. Go on.
Keep pulling.
This is just a finger hang test, so I hang off the edges for as long as I can hang. No go for it. Lead 7B plus, boulder 7B.
Really good effort, mate. Come on. I'm pretty sure you've gone further than me. Come on. Look at this, he's a machine. Come on, mate. Come on.
So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. Nathan and I are definitely feeling like we're going to be sore tomorrow, but we really enjoyed doing the profiling. I'm going to leave links to Bee's Instagram and coaching page in the description of this video if you'd like to go and check her out. And I'll see you in another video very soon, which will no doubt be a video featuring some of the bouldering problems that you can see in the centre behind me. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.